In the past few videos, I've talked about never having to sell your XRP and staying rich forever. In my mind, personally, it doesn't make sense for you to get a 10x, 100x, 1000x, or even more just for you to get out of your position. Instead, I think it makes a lot of sense to at least consider using your XRP or your other favorite cryptocurrencies as collateral so that you can take out a loan and begin to make passive income. You don't have to make passive income with it. You can do other things like pay your bills, pay your expenses, and go on vacations or whatever it is that you like. Essentially, you can take profits on your crypto without ever having to sell and exit your position. Now, some of the benefits of this would be one, avoiding a taxable event, right? So not having to pay capital gains taxes. And I know that there's some speculation of no longer having to pay capital gains taxes on US cryptocurrencies, but that's not currently the case as of making this video. The other thing is, if everybody's waiting for this huge price increase just so they can sell, then that could negatively impact the price of the coin as well. So you avoid that. And then three, you also have exposure to the value increase of this coin if you believe that it's going to keep on going up. Essentially, this is kind of like a home equity line of credit, except this is with your crypto. And you don't need any identifications or any pre-qualifications other than having the collateral itself. This is a way that you can keep your wealth forever, and I think it's very worth considering. Today, I'm going to take you into the world of DeFi, Decentralized Finance. I'm going to explain to you the basics of an automated market maker, aka an AMM. Then I'm actually going to take you through a live example of using a lending platform to both lend and borrow. We'll head over to the AMM, we'll perform a swap, we'll provide some liquidity and start collecting fees. On top of that, to grow our passive income exponentially, I'll show you about yield farming. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. Everything in cryptocurrency comes with risk, so please know that. I'll talk about some of these risks as we go through it. Two, I also want to mention that I'm going to be demonstrating this with a small amount of funds, so you're going to have to use your mind to see how it would work for your amount of funds or just a larger sum of funds. And then the last thing I want to say is it did take me some time to put this video together, so if you could do the typical request that YouTubers have, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. And most importantly, if you could share this video to whoever you think is going to be valuable, I would really appreciate it. So let's get into it. Now, for starters, if you don't want to hear this from me and you want to learn about decentralized finance, automated market makers directly from the XRP community, like the people behind XRP, I believe Ripple put this together, but you can go to learn.xrpl.org and take this course, which will give you some of the basics. It says deep dive into XRPL DeFi. I have not taken this. I kind of learned about this as I was doing research, and it is probably something that I'll look into. They have, lessons on automated market makers. So really up to you guys if that's something that you want to do. But today I did put together this whiteboard to really explain to you how this all functions. So let's get started. Now, to really understand, I think we need to start with your typical exchange, right? So this could be something like a Coinbase, for example. You'll have like spot trading on there. And the way that this works is you'll have a pair. So you'll have like XRP trading against USDC. And you have buyers and you have sellers on the other side. And buyers are able to basically set the prices that they're willing to pay for XRP. So we're just using some random numbers just for example's sake. So buyers set their price for what they're willing to pay for XRP, and sellers set their price for what they're willing to let go of their XRP for. And so let's say buyers, the highest bid is $10, but the sellers, the lowest bid is $15, then essentially nothing happens. In fact, what's really happening at this point is that we're waiting on an agreed upon price. And so maybe the buyer says, okay, I just seen the bullish news on XRP and Ripple, and so I'm willing to pay more for it. I'm going to go ahead and raise my price to $15. And so once they do that and they're done getting to the agreed upon price, we have buyers that's willing to pay 15, sellers that's willing to sell at 15, then the trade is executed. All right. Now, the trade might not even be fully executed because Maybe somebody wants to buy a large amount at $15, but there's not enough sellers to cover that large amount that's willing to take $15. So it is possible that this person may have to wait around until there's more sellers at $15 or increase their price to the next level, which would be like $20. Or maybe they can change it to like $16 or $17 to see if somebody here would be willing to come down. So that's basically how exchanges work. And after this trade takes place or during this trade, you do also pay a small fee to the exchange. So that's basically how an exchange works. But now let's get into a different scenario. So you have this smart woman who's been stacking up her XRP. She's going to actually put her money into a liquidity pool. Now, anybody can do this just as long as the liquidity pool doesn't already exist on that platform. So we're going to keep this pretty simple by using the example of 3 XRP tokens and 3 USDC tokens. So she's able to put her coins into this liquidity pool, and what she'll get in return are liquidity provider tokens, other known as LP tokens. This basically represents her rights to getting back her share of the pool. Now, yes, she's a liquidity provider. However, there can be many more liquidity providers as well. Many people can contribute to providing liquidity on an automated market maker. So we're here in the DeFi world creating liquidity pools, and there are more liquidity providers as well. Now, each person that contributes to this liquidity pool will get their equal share based on how much they contribute of LP tokens as well, which is great. The only requirement is that they do need to go into the liquidity pool at the current market rate. So if one XRP token costs 1 USDC, because there's 3 in here, XRP tokens, and then there's 3 USDC, then they need to put their liquidity at the same rate. They can't just put 100 XRP tokens and 10 USDC. Now, technically there's ways to do things like that, but we're not going to make it complicated. We're going to talk about the basics right now. Okay? So now, because this liquidity exists, this guy, he's actually able to come in and buy some XRP right out of the liquidity pool by performing a swap. Instead of him having to set his prices like the person did on the centralized exchange, right here, he doesn't have to set a price to buy, and if he was selling, he wouldn't have to set a price to sell. He would only be coming in at the specific market rate. So this guy sees the price of 1 XRP equals 1 USDC, and then he's going to pay a small fee, of course, just like the other exchange charges as well. So this guy is going to go ahead and take his USDC and he's going to place it here into the liquidity pool, and he's going to get 1 XRP in exchange. All right. So this is a happy guy. He just started accumulating his bag. The price was lower than it was right now at the time of recording. Good for him. So now here comes the automated market maker. So this is like a bot, right? This is a bot that basically takes care of balancing all the transactions that take place within these liquidity pools. So now this bot knows that the price has raised for 1 XRP to equal $1.22 because there was a 22% price impact. Basically now the pool only has 9 XRP tokens in there and 11 USDC tokens in there. So it raised the price. Now in order to get 1 XRP, it's costing more USDC because this pool is balanced to basically go half and half. Whatever amount is on one side for one coin is equal to whatever different amount or same amount of coin on the other side. It is balanced. And on top of that, what this automated market maker bot is doing is he's collecting those small fees that this guy paid and he's distributing it to the liquidity providers. So it's giving it to this gal here, to the group of people that had liquidity tokens. All right. And so they're making passive income. This is what it is to provide liquidity on an automated market maker. You make passive income because you're collecting these small fees. But now let's talk a little bit further about some things you need to pay attention to in these automated market makers. So we had this woman who in the beginning had 3 XRP tokens and 3 USDC tokens, right? So let's go ahead and scroll over to take a look at that. This is what she started with, and she got her LP tokens. Then these guys came in and there was 10 XRP and 10 USDC. So essentially, she owned 30% of the liquidity pool, right? But right now, the liquidity pool only consists of 9 XRP tokens and 11 USDC. So let's take a look at the value. The price of XRP went to $1.22, as we seen the automated market maker bot already calculated. And she gets the right to 30% of whatever's in the pool for XRP and 30% of whatever's in the pool for USDC. So she ends up with 2.7 XRP at $1.22 and 3.3 USDC at $1, right? So she gets more USDC, she gets a little bit less XRP. And because when she started, she had 3 XRP and 3 USDC, the value of that was $6, right? It was a 1-to-1 relation, 3 XRP at $1, $3 at $1, basically. And now her total actually comes up to $6.59. So fantastic. Bravo. She profited. However, if she would have just held on to the 3 XRP and the 3 USDC and never got involved with this liquidity pool, instead, she let other people get involved with the liquidity pool. She just wanted to hodl her XRP. There is the possibility that she might have missed out on an opportunity. So if she would have just held her 3 XRP and the price went to $1.22 and she held her 3 USDC and they stayed at $1, she would actually have $6.66 instead of $6.59. That right there is what is called impermanent loss, aka a missed opportunity. That's basically what impermanent loss is in a nutshell. It is missed opportunity. Now, impermanent loss can get very deep. It gets very mathematical. So there's a lot to learn there. But it's one of the primary things you should at least look into when considering providing liquidity. Because there is a risk that you could have just made more money by holding your tokens. So it's very important to understand the amount of fees that you're going to be generating on your passive income to make sure that it's worthwhile to provide liquidity so that it offsets your impermanent loss. So that's kind of the basics of an AMM in a nutshell. But also, there's some other things to look out for, like price impact, for example. A liquidity pool that has very low liquidity, like this one, the price impact can be very high for a very small trade. Let's go back to our example. There was only 10 XRP in here and 10 USDC. So this guy that swapped out one token made a price impact. The price moved by 22%. Imagine if you buy XRP for $1 and you move the price by 22%. That would not be good. That would not be good at all, because your very next dollar that you're purchasing with would be at this 122 price. And then your third dollar that you're buying with would be an even higher price, and so on and so forth. By the time you spend $500, you won't even get all this XRP. You'll still probably leave a very small portion of XRP in there, and you paid this exuberant amount of USDC for it. So that's why it's good to have as many people as possible providing liquidity, where you can have millions of XRP, millions of USDC in there, so that when traders just want to come through and swap out a couple of USDC tokens for XRP, there's very minimal price impact. And not only for people that are swapping, you also don't want to be the only liquidity provider in the pool, so that you're getting hit with super hard impermanent loss, right? So that's the other thing that you have to think about, right? You don't want to be the only liquidity provider, because every trade that happens is going to change the balance of your XRP and USDC. If somebody takes out majority of the XRP and pushes the price up per coin, and you're left with just 2 XRP and like 50 USDC, you might not be so happy about that. Okay. Now, there are some other opportunities that take place when it comes to automated market makers that you can think about. So one of them would be arbitraging. So we got our guy right here. He's sneaking around trying to find XRP at a lower rate so that he can sell it at a higher rate. So imagine he found XRP going for $1 here. He can actually go to this liquidity pool and sell it for $1.22 here and keep the difference. So that is arbitraging. And if he looks hard enough, he can probably buy it at $1 here and go to these suckers that's willing to pay $15. I don't want to call them suckers because we know the price of XRP is probably going to go a lot higher. So this is the other opportunity that he has. And so these are some of the basics when it comes to automated market makers that you should know about. And what I'd like to do is actually get into an example of using DeFi by getting into a lending platform and also getting to an automated market maker to provide liquidity and yield farm. Okay, so I briefly lost power and internet, but we are back, and now we're going to start the DeFi portion of all of this. So this is actually an automated market maker platform on the XRP ledger, and this is XPM market or XP market with the token XPM. Now, I'll be honest with you, I tried using this, and the wallet functionality for the XRP ledger with the wallet that I was personally using, which is my fault, my choice, didn't seem to work so well. And I'll be honest, this DEX has very low volume, 27 million. On top of that, and I'm not trying to get on these guys at all, when you go to them on CoinGecko, they have this link to this post. It's a little warning, basically, letting you know about some kind of exploit situation that they had. Now, this did take place back in May of 2024. There's been some improvements since then, so there's probably nothing to worry about. But again, with the volume being so low on XP market, I'm actually going to go somewhere else. And so I'm actually going to go to PancakeSwap, which is on Binance Smart Chain. They have $612 million in 24-hour volume. I feel a lot more comfortable going there. I've used PancakeSwap for years. And so I'm not going to be using actual XRP. I'm going to be using Binance pegged XRP token from my wallet. So please understand, you can't just send XRP to a Binance chain wallet. It will not go through. You'll lose your funds. All right. Now, I'm also showing this because the XRP ledger is working on some side chains, and they do have an XRPL EVM side chain that is in the works right now. So pretty soon we're going to see platforms like PancakeSwap and some of these other top decentralized exchanges coming over to the XRPL EVM sidechain. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so we're going to start off by going to Venus Protocol, which is on the Binance Smart Chain. They have plenty of supply, $2.4 billion. And this is a lending and borrowing platform. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to XRP. I'm going to connect my wallet. And then I'm going to supply the maximum amount of XRP I can. Sorry, I had a quick sneeze. So I'm approving my XRP, right? Just the same way you have to do on the XRP ledger. You have to approve these contracts to use your tokens. So I'm going ahead and approving that. Now that the transaction was confirmed, I'm going to supply it. All right, and you can see that my supply balance of XRP is 88. I can sit here and just earn some passive XRP income, but I'm going to use it as collateral. And so let's go ahead and turn that on. Okay, so now that that transaction came through, I'm going to go ahead and borrow against this collateral. So I just deposited 88 XRP. They're giving me a borrow limit of $172. So let's go ahead and show all the tokens that I can borrow. In this case, I'm actually going to borrow some USDT. So I'm just going to go to click borrow, and I'm just going to do like 110, which if I go beyond my limit, meaning the price of XRP comes down a little too much, then I will be liquidated Being liquidated just means that they're going to automatically pay themselves back, and they're going to take a little fee for it. So you don't want to get liquidated. So I'm going to borrow and I'm going to stay below my collateral. Normally, I probably wouldn't want to be this high either, but for the sake of this example, I'm going to do it because I'm just going to pay it back anyway. All right, so I have my USDT. It's actually saying my amount that I can still borrow would be $62, but that would be the maximum. So you can see I have 110 USDT. So I can do whatever I want with this. I can pay a bill, go on vacation, whatever I want, and I did not have to sell my XRP. I just lent it out. Now, if the price of XRP starts to go up, I can easily just pay back the 110 USDT over time if I want to, or I could sell a smaller portion of my XRP in order to pay this back instead of what it's worth at this current price. Or lastly, what I could do is as the price goes up, I'll be able to borrow more money. So this would go to $70, $80, $100, $1,000, depending on the value of my 88 XRP that's sitting in there. But instead, this is what we're going to do. We're here. We're here on PancakeSwap. We're going to switch over to the BNB chain, and we're going to swap USDT. So I have 110, and we are going to get some more XRP. So I'm going to take this XRP, and I'm going to just go ahead and swap half of this USDT for these 18 XRP, and I'm going to go ahead and press swap. So confirm swap. I have to confirm these transactions. Okay, my transaction went through. You can see my new balance for XRP is 18 and I have 55 USDT still. But now that I have my tokens, I'm going to go ahead and go to this earn section, and I'm going to go to farm and liquidity. And let's go ahead and search for XRP. And right here we have this liquidity pool for XRP USDT, and you can see the APR is pretty crazy. So let's go ahead and select that. I'm just going to go to add liquidity. And I can get 120% APR if I'm basically just staying within this range. So $1.48 as the min price for XRP, and then $5.92 for the max price. I believe if you pull this a lot closer, you'll get a higher APR if you're in a tighter trade range. So let's go ahead and change this to like 190. And we are going to change this to 350. And you can see my APR actually went up. So let's see how much XRP I could put in there. It's requiring me to put more USDT. Things are a little bit different now because you have to actually select this range. So I'm going to go ahead and open this range up a little bit more. Let's see. I think I need to go a little more until it basically allows me. Okay, so I'm going to enable my XRP. And then I'm going to enable my USDT. And now that I enabled both of those tokens, I'm going to go ahead and add my liquidity. I'm going to take out some of these numbers for XRP because that might make it not go through. So now I'm going to go ahead and press add. And my transaction went through. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So now I'm going back, and they have this tab that says my positions. And you can see that I have my position for XRP, USDT, liquidity. And basically what's going to happen here is you can see what my liquidity is worth. You'll see how the balance changes between USDT and XRP. And as people start trading, I will begin collecting some fees for those trades. Now, the volume is okay on XRP, USDT on Binance Smart Chain. It's not that high. So it might take a while to start seeing some fees. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stake this. So now what I can do is I can also take my LP tokens that we talked about back here, these liquidity provider tokens, and I'm going to stake it. It's basically like just letting the platform know that you're here to stay, but you can unstake it at any time. And when I stake it, what's going to happen is they are going to start paying me an additional token that is called Cake Token, which is the native token for this platform, this Cake Token. And this Cake Token has value because since it's such a prominently known exchange, it's a popular exchange. There's a lot of projects out there that use this platform for marketing. It also comes with some additional benefits like getting first opportunity on initial DEX offerings, which is like an ICO but for a decentralized exchange. So I get to get into some sales early, potential for airdrops, and many other things. But I'm getting this as passive income on top of what I would be earning in fees, which is going to take a while. Probably going to wait till I see like a penny here for you guys to kind of see the passive income. But because I have so little money in here and there's not that much volume, I'm not getting that much fees yet. So when I see some fees, I'll come back and show that to you guys. Okay, so it's been about an hour. Let's check it out. I got myself a whopping 2 cents. Now, the crazy thing is the price of XRP actually went up, so I got a little impermanent loss. The amount of XRP I own went down, but I got more USDT, so it's getting rebalanced. So that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. And that's why you need to understand impermanent loss, which is something that there's a lot of videos out there about that you can look into. But essentially, I got these fees that I'm collecting. Of course, if I had more liquidity in here, I'd collect more fees. But since I'm staking those LP tokens, that is essentially yield farming. And I'm also earning some cake tokens. Now, again, because I have such a low amount, I'm also earning at a very slow and low rate. However, I can take these fees that I'm earning and I can go and swap it for USDT, come back to my Venus protocol, go to repay, and pay back that USDT over time. Then my loan eventually gets repaid and I get to remove all of the liquidity that I have in here scot-free. So that's really how you stay rich forever. I'm super excited to see the introduction to the live XRPL EVM sidechain, because then we'll see platforms like PancakeSwap adding XRPL to their chains that they have here. And you'll see some of these other decentralized platforms like Uniswap do the same thing, because XRP is such a huge token that once they have their EVM live, we know everybody's going to want a part of the volume and the liquidity that's flowing into the markets. Pair that together with real USD, which is Ripple USD, and it's going to be a wrap. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. I hope you learned something today. Leave some comments in the section below, a thank you, a question, whatever you got, and I'll catch you on the next vid. I'm out of here. Peace.